My name is Michael Absalom, and these bunch of squares are my family and friends. Over the next 8 months, they're going to try and help me make my childhood dream come true, as I attempt to land a role in the next Star Wars film as a Stormtrooper.
Going over to the UK now to chat to Michael Absalom. I have to ask you, Michael, how did it feel when you first put on that Stormtrooper outfit?
I felt pretty awesome, I'm not going to lie. Just become a big kid again, and that's the essence of the project. It's about chasing your childhood dreams. It's about actually following through and going for it.
I was born ready.
So, we're starting. Okay, good.
He's come back from his little adventure to Los Angeles. He's clearly been pretty inspired from the things that he saw, the people that he met over there. He entered this project with quite a lot of gusto, and he's come back and he's full of ideas. I think we all thought this was a bit of a joke at first.
He didn't get to see JJ. You know, is that surprising or not? It's not surprising. I can imagine there's a lot of super fans out there, and he's just got to fall in line.
Do you know what? I think he was in quite a small bubble when he was in LA. He was with too many other kind of Star Wars fans. He's got a bit carried away with himself.
I don't know, what is he doing now?
Help me, Indiegogo. You're my only hope.
Michael's crowdfunding project is unlike the normal emails that you get from your friend that might be running a marathon, that might be doing some kind of extraordinary fundraising endeavour to raise money for a good cause. Michael's email came through with, I've devised a Stormtrooper training programme and please can you help me reach my £36,000 target. I think a few people was slightly put out at Michael's request, saying it's not really the best use of money, is it? But I know for Michael it really is the best use of money, and I know he'll put it to good use.
That's 36 grand, which is about 60 grand gross before tax, which actually isn't a bad salary. So I realised that this might just be an enormous, elaborate wind-up.
Michael's devised a pretty long list of things he wants to do with his £36,000, and of course they're as elaborate and kind of wacky as he is. He's now devised his own Stormtrooper training programme.
STP.
It's going to be brutal. We want to learn how to die dramatically, convincingly, so we're going to be going to stunt school. Also, survival training is going to be key. It's a massive element of becoming a Stormtrooper.
I think anyone else would have perhaps just looked at the casting agents and then maybe applied that way. But no, he wants to go to acting classes. Like, does anyone else do that for an extras part? I mean, no.
The Stormtrooper video diary is an interesting one. Not sure if it's going to go viral, but as we've known with Michael since the age of about 14, wherever he goes, there's a camera pointing at him somewhere, usually at himself.
God knows what to expect out of that. I mean, I'm worried that this should ever be aired.
Stormtrooper HQ, this is what it looks like at the moment. Just a whole series of post-it notes. I know, pretty exciting.
Today we've got a really special challenge for Abs. He needs to be mentally strong, he needs to be physically strong.
We've set a challenge, me and the chaps, down at Locker 27.
He's going off to see a guy called Churchy who's going to put him through his paces. He's going to have to do everything in his Stormtrooper outfit. He's going to push him to his limits. It's going to include some pretty big bench presses, so it's quite highbrow stuff.
In the distance is the red carpet event with J.J. Abrams. I've got to be at my very best if I'm going to be up there to mix it with those other guys that are gunning for the same job. Churchy, hi. Hi mate, good to meet you. Nice to meet you.
My name is Matt Church. I am director of Lock 27. I have trained a Stormtrooper before, a couple actually. This is what we're going to do, mate. We're going to push the prowler straight through here. You stop, you get over the hurdle. We've obviously had to do a needs analysis of what they require for their role, and hopefully we've sort of come up with a good solution. Back over the hurdle again. Grab the hammer. You can do 5 of these. 1, 2, 5 of those. Grab the rope. Up you go. No legs. Okay, 10 Star Wars jumps. Then over onto the bench. 5 of these bad boys. Boosh. And then over. Through the finish line. And time stops here. Yeah. Okay.
And what sort of time should I be looking to do that in?
Oh, I reckon a minute and a half.
Minute and a half.
Yeah, easy. Three, 2, 1, go. Go on, Michael. Ewok attack.
I love the Ewok attack, partly because Churchy's enormous and couldn't be further from an Ewok. And he came in with the 2 flying feet challenge and took him straight out. I mean, he couldn't even stand up.
Pick it up, pick it up. Come on, over the hurdle, over the hurdle.
I mean, you've just got your heart in your mouth the whole time, haven't you? He starts okay. He enters it with a bit of pace. You feel like the suit's going to kind of just crack in half.
And go. Rope climb, rope climb, rope climb. Up that rope, up that rope. Come on. Come on, get up there, get up there, get up there. Come on, hand over hand, hand over hand, hand over hand.
I've seen him climb up the rope, but that was probably about 10 years ago.
You can't climb a rope. In fact, you couldn't even get off the ground.
Move on. Let's get some air, let's get some air. Move on. Okay, and bench, and bench.
You can just see the further that he goes along his assault course, the more help he's getting from Churchy. He can't even get out 5 reps towards the end.
Get on, move on, move on. Come on. Oh, begin.
He can't even get up from the bench, you know, and do a kind of a sit-up towards the end of it. He can't make it over the horse and he's having to be lifted. It looked like a tough assault course, but he was exposed in that challenge.
Stop the clock.
Slightly underwhelming, I have to say.
I mean, the only thing that confirms to me is not really fit for war.
And I think people actually underestimate just covering any sort of distance. And there are some places, I mean, it depends where they deploy him. You know, if he's on the Death Star, let's hope he doesn't have too much ground. If he gets posted out to a planet somewhere, then he's going to be in trouble.
Listen, it's really simple. Churchy in there set me a target of 1 minute 30. My final time was 1:39. I was 9 seconds off the pace. It's probably an overall summary of where we are with the project at the moment. We've got a bit more training to do, a bit more conditioning to do, and then we can be up there amongst the front runners.
Should have used the force. I think where Abs could improve, firstly, would be his mobility. And also, I think his mental aptitude could be improved.
I guess one thing I learned today is that stormtroopers can't climb ropes. Yes, they can slaughter Jawas, but they can't climb for toffee, and that suit is... We've had problems with it before, but that was the toughest challenge that we've had, physically and in the suit, and it keeps everything in perspective. We've got a long way to go.
Always slightly worrying when you're sat in a meeting and Michael's tagged you in 16 posts and mentioned you in 14 comments. As we speak, here he goes again.
We're on episode 4, and we've got another 4 episodes to go. How many have we got? 5! Blimey. Sit comfortably.